There's a tree in front of your house. It's been there for years, rooted, quiet, familiar. You walk past it every day. Maybe you even planted it yourself, believing it would bring strength, protection, or a sense of peace. But lately, something feels off. Not loud, not dramatic, just still. Too still. Like something in your life has stopped moving, and you can't quite explain why. You're doing the same things, living the same routine, but everything feels heavier, slower. You've tried changing your habits. You've decluttered, rearranged furniture, maybe even added a few new plants. And still it's like your energy can't fully breathe. What if the problem isn't inside the house? What if it's just outside your front door? In today's video, I want to talk about one of the most overlooked and surprisingly powerful factors in home energy, the placement of large trees, especially banyan trees in your yard. Specifically, how putting one in the wrong spot can quietly drain the life from your home's natural flow of opportunity, connection, and emotional clarity. This isn't about superstition. It's about alignment between your space, your light, and your life. I've seen too many women live under the shade of something that no longer serves them, thinking it's protection, when it's actually a barrier. So if there's a tree that's been standing still while your life's been standing still too, this might be the piece you've been missing. Because sometimes abundance doesn't avoid us. It just can't find the way in. Part 1. A sacred tree in the wrong spot can still block your fortune. Somewhere in the front yard, a tree stands. It's tall. It's wise. It has character. Maybe it's been there longer than the house itself. Maybe you planted it with love, with intention. Maybe it's a banyan tree, believed by many to be sacred, a symbol of wisdom, grounding, longevity. But what if the very thing you placed for peace has slowly become the quiet reason your home feels heavy? Not haunted, not broken, just subtly off. You wouldn't notice it when the sun is bright and the air is still. But on certain mornings, when the light hits just right, something feels stuck. Not wrong, just blocked. Like you're waiting on something that never arrives. A phone call, a new beginning, a sense of energy that should be flowing but never quite does. Trees are living systems. But when they sit too close to the entry of your life, your front door, your main path, your source of connection with the world, they begin to interact with your space in ways you don't expect. The banyan tree especially holds weight. Spiritually, energetically, visibly. Its roots grow deep, but they also grow wide. And when a tree like this stands guard in the wrong place, it doesn't just shade your yard. It shadows your opportunities. It absorbs light before it ever touches your porch. It pulls the eye down instead of letting it rise. And energy, no matter how good your intentions, needs light and flow to breathe. In energy alignment, the front of your home is not just the view your neighbors see. It is the mouth of your house. It is where energy comes in and where it is welcomed. The light through your window, the air through your doorway, the openness of your path, these are not just poetic details. They are energetic channels. And when something too large, too solid, or too dominant is placed here, the result is not protection. It's congestion. The home starts to hold more than it releases. You may find yourself holding your breath more often, or waking up tired. You may clean constantly and still feel cluttered. You may work harder and harder, but notice your results have plateaued. People often say, "I haven't changed anything, why does everything feel stuck?" The truth is, the tree hasn't moved either. And sometimes, what you don't move becomes what holds you back the most. When you plant something symbolic in a place of flow, you change the message your home sends to the world. A banyan tree placed by the main entry doesn't just ground energy. It anchors it right there in place. And if the tree grows well, it grows heavy. What started as harmony turns into inertia. What began as intention becomes resistance. And often, it's so subtle, so silent, that you never connect the dots. There is a difference between rooted and stuck, between grounded and blocked, between shelter and shadow. And that difference is often one of placement, because where something lives determines how it lives. And how it lives affects how you live. Women especially have deep emotional bonds with the things we plant. We don't just place trees, we place memories. We place meaning. We place hopes. We name things. We water them with care and with love. So to consider moving them feels almost like betrayal. But what if honoring the tree meant letting it stand somewhere it can actually serve? Not block. What if moving it was not rejection, but redirection? When any tree sits in front of a house and blocks its natural brightness, it begins to reflect that stillness into your own life. Opportunities that once came easily now take longer. Relationships feel like they pause in mid-conversation. Even time itself feels like it slows. The clock still ticks, but the momentum is gone. And the worst part, you're not unhappy, you're just not fully alive. You feel fine. But fine is where dreams go to die quietly. Not in pain, but in silence. You may think, it's just a tree, I like it there. But energy doesn't care what you like. It responds to placement, to weight, to movement. And when something dense and unmoving sits at your front path, life waits. It waits for a clearing. It waits for permission to flow. This isn't about superstition or fear. It's about space, light, direction, breath. Your front yard is a canvas. What you place there paints a message. And that message either invites life in or turns it away. So ask yourself, what have I placed here? What do I allow to stand between me and everything trying to reach me? A tree can bless a home, but only if it knows where to stand. Because in the wrong spot, even a sacred tree can block your fortune. Not loudly, not harshly, just enough that you slowly stop growing too. Part 2, the mistake that turns beauty into a block. You didn't plan it with the intention of blocking your future. No one ever does. The decision felt right at the time, a beautiful tree, full of meaning, placed in what seemed like the perfect spot. Maybe it added charm to the front yard. Maybe it reminded you of home, or childhood, or something sacred. It stood tall. It offered shade. It made the house look complete. You felt proud of it. People even complimented it. But over time, that proud centerpiece began to change the way energy moved, not just outside your home, but inside your life. This is the part no one talks about. When beauty becomes a burden. When something that looks right begins to feel wrong. When the very thing that once brought you peace starts echoing stillness into everything you do. That's what happens when placement is off. It doesn't shout, it hums. And if you don't notice it early enough, the hum becomes your new normal. In energy terms, what's in front of your house speaks to what's coming into your life. It's the first impression the world gets. But more importantly, it's the first message you send to yourself every time you step outside. And when that message is blocked by something too dense, too rooted, too commanding, you slowly begin to internalize that block. You say things like, it's just a slow season, or I'm just tired lately. But your space is quietly setting the tone, and if the tone says pause, life obeys. The most common mistake I see. A large tree, often a banyan, or something similar, placed directly in front of the door. Right in the line of sight. It's often done with the best intentions, to feel protected, to make the home look grounded, to create privacy. But protection is not the same as permission. And a tree in that position often acts more like a gatekeeper than a greeter. It doesn't welcome energy, it filters it, screens it. In some cases, it stops it altogether. You may have noticed this without realizing. You wake up, and the house feels dim even when the sun is out. You feel a little slower, even after a good night's rest. You find yourself avoiding the front door, using the garage instead, because something about that entrance feels cold. Subtle signs, quiet cues, but they add up, and before long, they affect how you engage with the outside world. Less social connection, fewer spontaneous ideas, fewer opportunities that flow with ease. Not because you're not trying, but because your energy field has stopped inviting them in. That tree, as beautiful as it is, becomes a silent no, a soft barrier, a gentle weight. And what's worse is how natural it feels to leave it there. After all, it's grown roots. It's familiar, it's part of the scenery now. Removing it, or even relocating it, feels dramatic, almost excessive. But that's the trick of blocked energy. It convinces you to settle. It teaches you that effort goes nowhere. It whispers, this is just how life is now. And you believe it, because it's easier than confronting the truth that something must move before you can. Here's the thing most people don't realize, especially women: we are sensitive to the emotional tone of our homes. We pick up on what's flowing and what's not, even when we can't name it. That's why a space that's blocked externally begins to feel heavier internally. The tree isn't just blocking your front path, it's blocking your sense of progress, of possibility, of ease. It reflects as brain fog, fatigue, creative dry spells, even digestive discomfort or sleep issues. Your home and your body share a language, and when one gets congested, the other usually does too. So no, it's not just a tree, it's a placement mistake with emotional consequences. The kind that compounds quietly over time. It's the difference between a home that feels alive and one that feels like it's holding its breath. The good news, placement can be fixed, and you don't have to remove the tree altogether. Sometimes, a simple shift is all it takes. Move it slightly off-center. Reposition it to the side of the front yard, or to the back, where it can still offer grounding energy without blocking the main line of entry. In many cases, people report a noticeable shift within days. The house feels brighter, lighter, breathing again. You feel motivated again, not because anything dramatic happened, but because the flow returned. It's not magic, it's alignment. Trees are powerful. So is beauty. But neither should stand in the way of your life moving forward. And when you choose to adjust what no longer fits gently, intentionally you send a new message to the world: I'm open. I'm ready. I'm not blocking myself anymore. Because beauty should never be a block. And comfort should never cost you movement. If you've been waiting on a sign, this might be it. Something needs to shift. And it's okay if that shift starts with a tree. Part 3: Move the shade. Let your life breathe again. It's easy to convince yourself that you've tried everything, cleared the clutter, bought the books, rearranged the living room, maybe even added a fountain or a new wind chime, hoping for a shift. But sometimes, what's truly weighing you down isn't inside your house at all. It's just outside, quiet, rooted, and deeply in the way. That tree you planted or inherited might have started as a blessing. But if it now casts more shade than clarity, it may be time to move it. Not destroy it, not dishonor it. Just move it. There's a moment, just before we take action, where doubt shows up. A little voice says, "It's just a tree. How could moving it possibly change my life?" But that voice forgets how subtle energy is. How much our surroundings speak to us, not with words, but with weight, with light, with air. Your home, just like your body, needs flow, needs breath. And when something blocks that, especially at the entrance where energy is meant to arrive, it doesn't just affect the house, it affects you. The act of moving a tree isn't just practical. It's symbolic. It's a statement. It says, I'm ready to shift something. And that's what life responds to: not perfection, not expertise, but willingness. Willingness to release, to realign, to renew. You don't have to cut the tree down. In fact, I don't recommend it. Life energy doesn't come from removal, it comes from restoration. From choosing a new spot where that same tree, with all its beauty and history, can actually support the energy of your home rather than stifle it. Maybe it moves to the side of the house left of the front path if you're standing at your door looking out. That side supports grounding, strength, gentle protection. Or maybe it finds a home in the backyard, where it can provide shade and stillness without interfering with incoming energy. These are small changes, but they create big shifts. People who've moved their trees, not removed, just moved, often report the same thing. I can breathe again. They don't always use the word energy, but they feel it. The house feels lighter. They start sleeping better, waking up with a clearer mind. Conversations feel more open. Money flows again. New people enter their lives. It's not magic. It's the result of no longer standing in your own way, literally. Because the truth is, we become attached to where things are, even when they're not working. And that attachment quietly teaches us to stay in place too. But homes are meant to evolve. So are we. And when you give yourself permission to shift the outside, it often gives you the clarity to shift the inside too. This is not about chasing trends or trying every spiritual trick in the book. It's about connection between what's growing in your yard and what's growing in you. When something outside your home mirrors your inner state too closely, especially if that state is stillness, waiting, or confusion, it can amplify it. But when you move that mirror, even by a few feet, you open space for something new. That's how transformation works, quietly, one rooted belief at a time. I want to be clear, moving a tree doesn't guarantee miracles. But it does create space for breath, for light, for clarity, and sometimes that's all you need for everything else to begin. So if you've been feeling stuck, not in crisis, but in a kind of waiting room where nothing moves, ask yourself, what am I allowing to stay in place because I'm afraid of the effort it would take to change it? And then ask, what might happen if I just try? Move the shade. Let the light touch your front door again. Let the wind move across your path. Let your life breathe again. You don't need to reinvent everything. Just start with the tree. Because once energy knows it can enter, it does. And it never arrives empty-handed. Part 4: Old Tree, Old Energy, Old Self. There's a reason it's hard to let go of something that's been standing in your yard for years. It's not just a tree, it's a witness. It's watched your children grow. It stood through storms, through birthdays, through quiet Sunday afternoons when the world felt still and full. Maybe you sat beneath it once and cried. Maybe you hung lights from its branches one holiday and swore you'd keep the tradition going. Maybe you planted it with someone who's no longer here. And maybe that's why moving it feels like erasing a piece of your story. But here's the truth that often goes unspoken: memories are not tied to bark and roots. They live inside you. They move with you. They grow when you grow. And sometimes, just sometimes, the very thing we planted with love begins holding us in a version of ourselves we've already outgrown. The old tree, the one that hasn't shifted in decades, doesn't just take up space in the yard. It anchors a season of your life, one that may have passed, one that may have carried lessons, pain, joy, but no longer reflects who you are today. And if you've been feeling heavier, slower, less inspired, if you find yourself lingering in thoughts of the past more than visions of the future, it might not be your mindset that needs changing. It might be the energy your home is reflecting back to you. We think of letting go as losing, but what if letting go was simply releasing what no longer supports us? What if the act of moving the tree is really about moving ourselves into a new chapter, not one of forgetting, but of freeing? A chapter where you still carry love, memory, history, but no longer carry the weight of staying the same. You are not the woman who first planted that tree. You've grown, softened in some places, strengthened in others. You've survived things you didn't think you would. You've healed. And maybe now, it's time to ask, does my home still match the woman I've become? Or is it still mirroring who I used to be? This is not about being careless with the past. It's about being conscious with the present. When the space around you continues to reflect an older version of yourself, it becomes harder to evolve. You start second-guessing new choices. You cling to what's familiar, even if it no longer feels right. And in doing so, you make it harder for life to meet you where you are now. But imagine this: the same tree, moved just a few feet, still visible, still present. But now, it no longer blocks the doorway. Now, it doesn't cast a shadow over your mornings. Now, it watches from a respectful distance, like a friend who understands it's time to step aside. That kind of adjustment isn't small. It's monumental. It says, I honor where I've been, and I welcome who I'm becoming. This isn't a task for everyone. Some people will keep the tree where it is, and that's okay. But if your heart stirred even slightly while hearing this, if some part of you whispered, "This is me," then trust that. Trust the nudge, the unease, the quiet knowing that you've carried long enough. Change doesn't always come with thunder. Sometimes it begins with a shovel, a shift, a single moment of decision that says, this no longer fits. Letting go isn't failure. Moving on isn't rejection. Adjusting the old doesn't mean erasing it. It means creating space for breath, for joy, for a woman who still has chapters left to write. The tree can stay with you, but let it stand somewhere that doesn't keep you rooted in a life that no longer reflects your spirit. Let it grow beside you, not in front of you. Let it become part of your new alignment, your new peace, your new freedom. Because the tree is not the past. It's a bridge, and it's waiting to be moved, just like you. Part 5: Let the light in, even just a little. Light doesn't ask for much. It doesn't force its way in. It simply waits for the smallest gap, the tiniest opening, a window cracked, a curtain drawn back just a little. And when that opening appears, it pours in, soft but certain. That's the thing about light. It doesn't need permission. It only needs space. If you've been carrying the weight of stillness in your life, not sadness, not chaos, just a slow, quiet pause that never ends, then this moment is your invitation. Not to do everything, not to change all at once, but to let something in, even just a little. Sometimes, the light can't reach us because something we once loved is now standing in the way. A tree, a memory, a belief. We're not bad for holding on to it. We're human. We crave meaning. We assign love to the things that stood with us when nothing else did. But there comes a time when honoring the past also means choosing not to live inside it. And that choice can begin with one simple act: making space for the new. You don't need a full renovation. You don't need to move to a new house or reinvent your whole self. You just need to let the sun hit your front door again. Let the breeze pass through your entryway without resistance. Let your home feel alive, not perfect, not flashy, just alive. When you move that tree, or shift that heavy object, or open that forgotten window, you're not just changing your space, you're declaring to the world and to yourself that you're no longer hiding behind the past. You're ready for clarity, for flow, for whatever comes next. And here's the part most people don't expect: you'll feel it immediately. Not in fireworks or grand signs, but in the way your shoulders relax a little when you walk outside. In the way your thoughts feel clearer while sipping morning coffee. In the way your body feels less tense, your emotions less stuck. Because the energy has room to move again. And when energy moves, life follows. Women often carry entire generations in our bodies, in our homes, in our choices, in the way we keep things running even when we're running low. But light was made for us too. Not just for the parts of ourselves that serve others, but for the parts still waiting to be seen. And when we make room for light to return, we are not being selfish. We are being sovereign. You may have waited a long time to feel ready, to feel like it was the right moment, to have someone else notice. But readiness is a myth. It never arrives fully formed. What does arrive is a whisper, a sense, a moment when you realize it's time to open something, even just a little. Let the light fall on your doorstep again. Let it touch the corners of your house that have been in shadow for too long. Let it remind you of who you are beneath the roles and routines. Because the woman you're becoming is not waiting for a perfect plan. She's waiting for space. This is not about being fearless. It's about being available to receive, to evolve, to soften, to grow. And sometimes that evolution begins with one small act that no one else understands. One quiet movement that only you will ever know the meaning of. But your home will feel it. Your body will respond to it. And the light will find you. Even just a little. And little, as it turns out, is often all it takes. Final. So maybe it was never just about the tree. It was about how we carry things, how we keep what once gave us meaning, even when it begins to weigh us down. How we build homes, then forget to ask if they still reflect who we've become. And how somewhere between the routines and the seasons we lose sight of something simple. Light only needs a little space to return. What you've just walked through in this video isn't just about placement. It's about permission. Permission to gently examine what's been standing still in your life. To ask yourself without judgment what you've outgrown. What you've been too kind, too loyal, or too tired to change. And most importantly, what you're now ready to release. Your home, like your spirit, breathes. It listens, it mirrors. And when we honor that space not with perfection, but with intention, it begins to support us in ways we never expected. A tree moved with love. A path cleared with care. A doorway open not just to the world, but to yourself. If you're still watching, thank you. Not just for your time, but for your willingness to look inward. That takes courage. Quiet, steady, beautiful courage. So wherever you are right now, whatever season of life you're in, I wish for your space to reflect your light. For your mornings to feel a little softer. For your breath to move freely again. And for every small shift you make to return to you as peace, as clarity, as joy. Until next time, be gentle with your space and even gentler with yourself. Because you are not here to live in shadows. You are here to let the light in,